sorry, the waters in Falls Creek. We sampled here 2 years ago, and it's totally contaminated with chemicals. You can't swim in it, you can't wade in it. The chemicals are PCBs, PAHs, and heavy metals.
Well, so thanks a lot for everyone organizing this and showing up and coming out for this important issue. What I wanted to talk about was how you can get involved with the review of this project. I'm hoping that this event's going to, really get everybody fired up to try and protect our coast and stop this pipeline project.
Pipeline project about a year ago. As a resistance to the Northern Gateway pipelines that are being proposed by Enbridge. And the idea was to write 1,173 kilometers of poetry in resistance to the pipelines, that being the length of the proposed pipelines, although I think they're now at 1,177 kilometers. Anyhow, we've now written close to 50,000 kilometers of poetry, and that's partially because of the amount of space that Enbridge proposes to use. So we're kind of matching the scale of their project, and they propose to use corridors. So 1 kilometer. I brought this paper here that we've used at various actions and protests. This represents almost 3,000 kilometers of poetry.
ASEAN. I'm Will George from the Tsleil-Waututh Nation, Burrard Indian Band in Vancouver. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Squamish and the Musqueam nations. So the first poem that I'm going to start with was published in a recent anthology that was produced by Aboriginal Writers Collective West Coast. It's called Salish Seas. And this one I call The Word Survival. The word survival presses onward through any scrutiny. Survival moves through the morning, day, and night through any adversity. The word survival continues on upriver through the mountain snow melt, through any criticism.
We said it rains. They said, not bombs. We said there's no choice. They said, then choose not to. We said, but complexity, the social and the psyche. They said, we've got drugs for that. We said, we'll riot. They said, we'll film it. We said, don't cut to commercial. They said, it's all commercial. We said, our arms can't reach the ledge. They said, we built it to be looked at from below. We said, Viva la Revolucion! They said, put that on a t-shirt, it's pretty cool. We said, what about ghosts? They said, we have a machine to deal with that. We said, the river, the current. They said, the gold, the oil. We said, we'll pay if we have to. They said, yes, you will pay. That is all.
Better than the real thing, new and improved. The ion wood is fiber tempered by a coastal flattening. The radioactive memory pressed between leaves in a heavy book left behind by the current man-made water age. Ringless has outgrown story. Rainforests have a tendency to mold, propensity to sweat inconvenient life drops, but the ion wood is resilient chemical dream Wrap yourself in its radiant papering and you will be bulletproof. No weather system required. Polyresin is a word with its roots in plastic, but you need furniture to last a lifetime. Comes in clear coat, traditional cedar stain, and skin tone. After harvesting is forever. In a grove city was this way smart carpet streets. There used to be the city filled in the ravine in the 20s, or was it the 30s, planted the ironwood, green chip in neck, alias for old growth, or a liquid plain groomed in preparation for the humans. Rings, target, and bone shy, remember the sturdy planks and overhead beams. When you smell the being of atoms around you, feel the valent shell around your skull. No need for paint or sealing, watershed android, durability and minimal maintenance. The ironwood can be grown underground. When you wonder where you should be, look at your feet. A root reaches from under, a face too. You, sunless.
This is not a pipe. She lay back and fingered in his Bev Holder, who for the past 15 ticks had been the most popular flogger of industrial product, and who for this reason subsisted as a figure of fantasy close to the back door of her consciousness, just as she was for almost anyone breathing. At once she found herself straddling a ginormous length of pipe, although the purely organic sign on the side read, "This is not a pipe!" an afterthought by someone in the aesthetics division. She was keenly aware of what the role-play scenario demanded of her. It was to lend her beauty and excitement to this cold, hard thing, to give it a greetable fleshiness, as it were. Bev Holder had started in condimentals, but had quickly crossed over into smears, soon becoming the face and form of Mother Shucker, and was quickly credited with ensuring a successful campaign launching a new line of aphrodisies. And it was not long before she was moonlighting for subsidiaries of Meadowhorse Solutions, whose hard and soft and hard-again sales technique was both beloved and infamous within the corridors of the most innovative congloms. Bev Holder only had to walk into a room of sales execs and walk out again to leave their paradigm completely and inexorable. As the couple began to speed up, he cheered them on. "Good one! Way to go! Get right on in there! Deal, baby, deal! Yeah! Yeah! Deal, baby, deal!"
It's called Night Gift, and it starts with a epigraph that I borrowed from Stephen Pell, who in turn borrowed it from the Kalui people. Water is to land what the voice is to the body. Make space and let the night speak through you. What will the darkness say? Will it sigh the song of night cleaners, the lament of the wrongly imprisoned, the rage of the ragged, the dispossessed? How will the night take you back? Will you be the vessel for earth shatter, hydro poison, ancestral revenge? Perhaps steady weeds growing irrepressibly into the cracks, urban repurposing, straddling both the drugs that kill and the ones that heal. The globe moves around the sun, unstoppable, feeding pine trees and petrostate alike, giving us the days and nights by which to stand with the trees, what the industry calls overburden, or to die more rapidly, more stupidly by peak oil. As rivers and oceans fill with carcinogenic wastes from the petroleum plastic supply chain, the political systems follow, stuffed full of Suncorps and tired old neo-colonial ego that refuses to stop growing until it reaches the limits of the planet's patience. Who knows what alliances and monkey wrenches will be enough to stop the greed of the greasy machine. What I do know is that humble migrants who've traveled the ocean know its wisdom better than an arrogant elite that doesn't heed the world's necessary stories. Jail the stories and the storytellers, but they will keep speaking the night until empire expires with or without the multitudes alive. In this race, may we be ready to move fast, yet steady enough to encompass musicians and lake gatherings, forests and guerrilla gardens, fueled by a love more immense than the violence we've inherited. We need to live the world that is possible, even while we struggle through war. Respect living coasts and fluid watersheds, not murderous imperial borders. In grief and in celebration, in fear and in courage, in anger and in compassion, the night replenishes us, so that we may continue to embody her songs.
In the second poem, Did They Think? I was thinking about the state of the waterways of the world today. Did they think the water would flow, clear and unimpeded, with effluent coursing in, tankers with their viscous loads, surging through, that humankind's technology would function without a hitch? Did they think? Did they really think? Did they think the salmon would survive to spawn again? Did they think human dependence of the waterways would continue to thrive? Did they think?